And welcome back to Zanpakuto Creation Series. Today's Zanpakuto comes to us from JRC, who asks the question, what is Tatsuki Arisawa's Zanpakuto? A character actually from Bleach for a change who doesn't have a Zanpakuto, going over what her Zanpakuto is. Tatsuki, for me, kind of falls into a unique category of character. Well, not unique category of characters, technically. But she does fall into one of those. You look at her and you already kind of know what her Zanpakuto type would be. What type of Zanpakuto does this character have? Because she's very much similar to an Ichigo or a Renji in terms of her personality. She's very upfront, very forward, a little hot, more than a little hot-headed to be fair. It's a bit of a temper and is a straight out fighter. So right out the gate, she clearly is a melee type user when it comes to her Zanpakuto. She would still have a standard katana. I don't see anything changing there. I can imagine her release being something like not just hit them, but hit them. Abbreviate them. Hit them hard. Bronze Tiger. I literally see, like, when you look at Tatsuki, when you look at some people, you can kind of visualize an animal that is them. Tatsuki's a tiger. I see that 100%. I like Bronze Tiger, and with her Bankai, it goes from Bronze Tiger to Silver Claws Tiger's Maul, or Tiger Maul. So essentially, you get the name Bronzu Tora for her Shikai, or so basically, hit him hard, Bronzu Tora! Or Bankai Ginsume Tagasu Moru for her Bankai. And silver would be the upgrade from bronze as we get in the Olympics. It goes gold, silver, and bronze. So obviously you wouldn't go straight to gold. You'd go to silver. Not surprisingly, the spirit of the Zanpakuto would be a tiger with bronze stripes. I could see it being actually more like a white tiger or a black tiger, but with bronze stripes. The stripes are what would stand out. And going in the Bankai, the tiger stripes would obviously turn to silver. It still would be a female tiger, too. I don't see Tatsuki being one of those characters who has an opposite gender Zanpakuto. Honestly, one of the last ones I recently did, he could have had a female Zanpakuto, honestly. I didn't actually specify that, but given his relationship and everything with his mother, his sister, all that, I actually think that could have been a very likely scenario. But regardless. What is the form the Zanpakuto takes, though? For me, I think it would take the form of some not like huge, overly sized, but slightly larger than her arm gauntlets that are extremely spiky. The best descriptor I could give is, let me see, I don't have a picture available for anything, but I'm going to see if I can see, hold on, spiked gauntlets. Let me try that. Spiked, or clawed gauntlets. That's what I want to look for. Clawed gauntlets. I don't have a picture available at the moment, but gauntlets. Let me see if I can give an idea of what this would most likely look like. Let's see. The best example I can give for clawed gauntlets, actually, if I'm not mistaken, kind of like what you see with Sauron. I'm seeing plenty of examples that would work pretty well here, but kind of like what Sauron has on his hands. Like that, something like that, but a little bit bulkier for punching. And what it would be, it still has an ability. Every Zanpakuto, despite what I think some people kind of lead to believe, every Zanpakuto has an ability. It may be the most simplistic ability in the world, but it does have an ability. Because it's a representation of you. I don't think we've ever actually seen a Zanpakuto that doesn't have some sort of ability. We even know that Tetsuzaya must have an ability as he made captain. So it must have some sort of ability. It's just most likely a very unique ability that's not applicable in many situations. Even Hozoki Maru, which is a staff, you don't think it has ability, splits as a 3-section staff. So that is an ability the staff has. Why am I blanking why am I blanking on the other 11th member's name? Yumajika. Yumajika's real ability is a Keto ability, but using a fake release, it fans out and splits into a blade. That's still an ability. So what I think Tatsuki's ability would be is to lengthen the blades on the on the gauntlet. What I mean by lengthen the blades, you have obviously the claw part of it sharpens length. It's not like super long, by the way, but long enough that it's got reach and sharpens. But also when you close your fist with a spike gauntlet, all the little knuckles and the joints flare up and usually have some spikes. So I'm talking about the whole knuckle flares up in spikes. I could even see that when she trains and evolves more, she could actually, when she punches, the blades actually break apart and she can kind of throw them and manipulate them to a certain degree at an opponent and then reform them back onto her hand. So that would be that. And then the Bankai, and color-wise, and maybe to a certain degree, the claws look bronze. Bankai-wise, the gauntlets basically go into a full suit of armor that has the exact same ability, only now she's freely manipulating the length of the blades, removing them from her body. Basically, a weird combination of wearing a symbiote of blades, pretty much, and manipulation, kind of. And what she can do is pretty much up to her. She could maybe even funnel all of the blades on her armored body into one giant clawed gauntlet hand, grab someone and just shred them and crush them to death. Now, obviously, this is still a melee-type Zanpakuto in its truest form. It's got the weakness of range. Even when you're going to the Bankai, the range of probably only has so much range to it. Theoretically, go as far as Tatsuki wants, but probably loses a lot of power that way the farther it goes. You can only throw something so far by that way. So there's that. Obviously not very good against a lot of Keto types, elemental types. Against a fire type, this would be terrible even against Hinamori, because just using enough fire or heat, you could literally heat the metal up so much the user couldn't wear their Bankai anymore. It'd be useless against water-type Zanpakuto, wind-type Zanpakuto. It'd be a unique Zanpakuto to be sure. Probably could beat Hozukimaru or Daiguren Hozukimaru. No, that's Daiguren Horimaru. Ryomon Hozukimaru. That's what it is. Ryomon. It could be probably Ikaku's Bankai in a straight-out fight. In theory, it could probably beat Renji, assuming each opponent is on a similar playing field of power, mind you. It could probably beat out Renji's. Of anyone in the current Gotei 13, we don't know what Isane's, Lisa's, or Tetsuzayamon's Bankais are at the moment, so I couldn't give you that. In Bankai, it'd be difficult for someone like Soifon to get a real hit on Tatsuki because she couldn't be able to hit the actual opponent. She'd be hitting metal and just going ding-ding all the time. Is there anyone else that I could just throw out randomly as an opponent that she could maybe beat in a fight? Old Gotei or new current Gotei? Yeah, and assuming they're on even ground again. In theory, Gein's sword, Gein's Bankai, maybe. But Gein's pretty tricky. But again, if they're on a similar level of power in theory. So it's not like this Bankai is useless or anything, or the Zanpakuto is weak. It is just, it's a melee type. Ichigo's Zanpakuto, despite being the main character, it's not actually an overly powerful Zanpakuto, despite the... Even though Yuok's oh yeah, I had to destroy your Bankai, it was going to be trouble. I'm well, really, when you look at what his Bankai actually does, it's not that powerful an effect for it's just because Ichigo is Ichigo that it's as powerful as it is, really. Yeah, so Zanpakutos are only as powerful. The effect of a Zanpakuto is based on you, but it's only as powerful as its user too. So yeah, ultimately, that was what I think Tatsuki Zanpakuto would be. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you disagree, if you like it, cool. If not, let me know in the comments below what you would do different. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.